Lai Noelle stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage in 2026, most viewers saw a talented young singer preparing for the opportunity of a lifetime. Within minutes, her audition would capture the attention of millions, spark conversations across social media, and establish her as one of the standout performers of the season. But while audiences focused on the powerful vocals, emotional delivery, and judges' reactions, there was a much deeper story unfolding behind the scenes. The truth is that Lai Noelle's AGT audition was about far more than a single performance. It was the culmination of years of dedication, sacrifice, self-doubt, and determination that most viewers never got to see. For many contestants, America's Got Talent represents a dream. It is a stage where ordinary people can suddenly find themselves in front of millions of viewers. Yet what often gets overlooked is the journey that takes place long before the cameras start rolling. Like countless aspiring singers around the world, Lai Noelle spent years developing her voice, refining her craft, and hopping for an opportunity to be heard. Success in music rarely happens overnight. Behind every memorable performance are thousands of hours of practice, countless setbacks, and moments when giving up might have seemed easier than continuing. For Lai, AGT wasn't the beginning of her story. It was simply the moment the world finally noticed. One of the reasons her audition resonated so strongly with audiences was her authenticity. In today's entertainment industry, audiences are constantly exposed to polished performances and carefully crafted public images. What stood out about Lai Noelle was the feeling that viewers were seeing a genuine person rather than a manufactured performer. Before she even began singing, there was a quiet confidence about her presence. She appeared focused, composed, and determined to make the most of the opportunity standing before her. As the judges asked their questions and the audience listened closely, anticipation began to build throughout the theater. America's Got Talent has featured thousands of singers over the years. Every season introduces talented vocalists hopping to impress the judges and advance in the competition. The challenge is not simply singing well. The challenge is creating a moment that people remember. That is what separates good auditions from unforgettable ones. As Lai prepared to perform, nobody could have predicted just how significant that moment would become. The first notes immediately changed the atmosphere inside the auditorium. Viewers could sense that something special was happening. Strong vocal technique is important, but what truly captures attention is emotional connection. Great performers don't simply sing lyrics. They communicate feelings. They make audiences believe every word. From the beginning of her audition, Lai demonstrated an ability to connect emotionally with both the audience and the judges. Her voice carried a level of sincerity that made the performance feel personal rather than rehearsed. As the song progressed, reactions throughout the room became increasingly noticeable. Audience members leaned forward in their seats. The judges exchanged impressed expression. Even before the performance reached its most powerful moments, it was becoming clear that Lai was delivering something memorable. The best AGT auditions often create a sense of momentum. Every verse feels stronger than the last. Every note raises expectations. By the middle of her performance, many viewers could already sense they were witnessing one of the season's standout auditions. What makes moments like these fascinating is that they reveal how powerful music can be. For a few minutes, backgrounds, differences, and distractions disappear. Everyone becomes focused on a shared emotional experience. This is one of the reasons talent shows continue to attract massive audiences year after year. They remind viewers that extraordinary talent can come from unexpected places. Lai Noelle's audition was a perfect example of that phenomenon. She wasn't relying on elaborate staging or special effects. She was relying on her voice, her story, and her ability to connect with people. When the performance ended, the response was immediate. Applause filled the theater as audience members rose to their feet. The judges praised her vocal ability, stage presence, and emotional authenticity. Clips of the audition quickly began spreading online. Within hours, thousands of viewers were sharing reactions, discussing favorite moments, and predicting how far she might go in the competition. But while many focused on the performance itself, others began asking a different question. Who exactly is Lai Noelle, and what is the story behind this remarkable audition? That question became one of the reasons interest in her continued to grow. Modern audiences are no longer satisfied with simply watching performances. They want to understand the people behind them. They want to know what motivates contestants, what challenges they have faced, and what sacrifices they have made along the way. The more viewers learned about Lai, the more invested they became in her journey. Her audition was no longer just another AGT performance. It became the next chapter in a story people genuinely wanted to follow. Another reason Lai's audition gained traction was the emotional response it generated online. In today's digital world, emotional reactions spread quickly. Viewers don't simply watch performances anymore. They record reaction videos, leave comments, create discussions, and share clips across multiple platforms. Every powerful audition becomes part of a larger online conversation. Lai's performance created exactly that kind of engagement. Fans praised her vocal control, while others focused on the emotional impact of the song itself. The result was a wave of attention that extended far beyond the original broadcast. As the weeks passed, analysts and fans began revisiting the audition to understand why it had resonated so strongly. Some pointed to her vocal ability, others highlighted her stage presence. Many focused on her authenticity and relatability. The reality is that her success likely came from the combination of all these factors. Talent competitions are filled with contestants who possess strong voices. What separates breakout performers is their ability to create emotional investment. Viewers weren't simply impressed by Lai Noelle, they were interested in her future. One hidden aspect of AGT that audiences often overlook is the pressure contestants face after receiving widespread attention. A successful audition can instantly transform an unknown performer into a public figure. Suddenly, expectations increase. Every future performance is compared to the one that first captured public attention. Fans expect growth. Judges expect consistency. Critics look for weaknesses. Managing those expectations requires confidence and resilience. For many contestants, that challenge becomes just as difficult as the competition itself. Yet perhaps the most inspiring aspect of Lai Noelle's story is what it represents. Her journey reflects a universal truth that resonates with audiences around the world. Success often arrives after years of unseen effort. People tend to celebrate breakthrough moments while overlooking the countless hours spent preparing for them. The standing ovation, the viral clips, and the public recognition are visible. The sacrifices, setbacks, and perseverance that made those moments possible often remain hidden. Lai's AGT audition serves as a reminder that every overnight success story usually takes years to create. Looking back, it becomes clear that the audition itself was only part of the story. The real story is the journey that brought her to that stage and the opportunities that may follow. AGT has launched careers, opened doors, and introduced talented performers to audiences around the world. For Lai Noelle, the audition may ultimately be remembered not as the peak of her journey, but as the beginning of a much larger chapter. As viewers continue discussing her performance and speculating about her future, one thing remains certain. There was far more happening during that audition than most people realized. Behind the applause, behind the viral moments, and behind the judges' praise was a story of determination, passion, and persistence. That's why everyone is talking about Lai Noelle, but almost nobody is talking about what truly made that moment possible. And perhaps that's the most important part of the story. The audition may have introduced her to the world, but the journey behind it is what makes her story unforgettable.